Okay, if everybody would like to join us. This morning we have Brian Patterson from New Beginnings Worship, and he's going to open us up.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you today and we honor you and we just bless your name. I pray for this meeting. I pray that your divine will be done. I pray for each commissioner that they will have the strength and determination to see the visions through for this county. I pray for peace. I pray for unity across all political spectrums, that no small issues will turn into big issues and the big issues will turn into small issues, and that you in some way, somehow will get the glory in everything that happens in this county. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Bobby, will.
Recording in progress.
Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. We now call this meeting to order. First item of business, is there any public comment?
Yes.
Okay, yes? Ms. Heather Tully. Mrs. Heather Tully.
It's fine. Good morning, I am Heather Tully. I am a Nicholas County resident as well as a Nicholas County Schools grandparent. I have two granddaughters that attend Summersville Middle School. And I think it's probably no secret of what has been going on in the county with the local Board of Education. You have an individual who was hired that was the step-grandson of the superintendent of the local school system here that was provided a reference by the Board of Education president, Mr. Chip Perrine. The individual disclosed on his application that he was convicted for child erotica and nonetheless was also subsequently hired. He was hired for a 40-day contract. Apparently that was put on the agenda. The superintendent is in charge of making those recommendations. The board voted on it, even with President Perrine's personal recommendation on the application. I feel that you have nepotism problems and issues within the school system. You are also exposing the students to sexual predators. So for that reason, Chapter 6, Article 6, Section 7 of the West Virginia Code provides that the county commission can proffer or put forth a resolution for removal of the Board of Education members. I feel all five were complicit in the hiring of the sex offender that has been put within our school system who has now been terminated. I feel the fact that the individual disclosed on the application and was still hired was egregious, and the nepotism concerns within the Board of Education, particularly at the central office with the superintendent. This particular individual that was a sex offender, I understand that the sex offender's stepfather or father also is employed by the Board of Education as the IT director hired through the Southern Educational Cooperative. So there are major concerns. The West Virginia Code section that I cited cites official misconduct, neglect of duty, and incompetence for reasons of removal. I feel that all of those have been displayed by the local Board of Education members in the fact of their failure to intervene or appropriately intervene in this situation and putting that sex offender within the school system. Secondly, the issues at Summersville Middle have persisted with having a student sexual assault that has gone unreported. Apparently this is not a new thing. My grandchildren had mentioned it to me. They were not, to my knowledge, were not victims, but they had witnessed their classmates being physically and verbally sexually assaulted, also harassed through social media by one male student, and nothing has been done by the administration there. While I understand that the administration there are employees and not elected public officials that you can intervene on, there are issues. Failure to report, school employees are mandated reporters. And it does not matter whether or not the offender is or is not another student. Those allegations should have been reported to Child Protective Services. It's my understanding that they were not. They've allowed the offender to remain in the classroom even after a large fight broke out and resulted in the expulsion of another student. It's very unacceptable. And I feel for those reasons that you absolutely have grounds to put forth the petition for removal.
You can see it, yeah.
I think you have really, quite honestly, grounds for removal of the Board of Education members for failure to intervene there as well. I had made a phone call to the state superintendent of the schools on March 21st, and she was not aware of any of the issues that were occurring within the middle school. That was per my conversation with her. She had been slightly informed, I think, on some of the issues with the sex offender being hired. So my request to you as a citizen of this county is to put forth the resolution for removal of all 5 Board of Education members, starting with Mr. Chip Perron, Mr. Steve Ferguson, Mr. Phil Berry, Mr. Rick Green, and the other remaining board members.
Who would the other name be?
Mr. Moose.
Moose,
yeah.
Roy Moose, Mr.
That's right.
Roy Moose. I feel that we had, like, the parents here are very, very upset. You know, we hear a lot about people pulling their students out for use of Hope Scholarship and other things for safety concerns, and I think that that is one of the reasons why people are wanting some options with educational offerings. So I feel as though you have grounds to pursue this. The citizens, I think, would appreciate it. I had spoken to the prosecuting attorney yesterday because another option is to have the prosecutor proffer charges. It is my understanding that he is not willing to proffer charges at this time, but has made a referral to the state police for further investigation. However, he cited some personal conflicts as well as his obligation within the state code for representation of the Board of Education for not pursuing any charges at this time. I stopped in person in the office yesterday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next order of business is Mike Moore, who is our maintenance director. Oh, never mind, sit back down. Would you guys like to begin?
Yes, I'll make a motion to review and waive the reading of the March 19, 2025 minutes and the minutes of the special meeting on March 25th, 2025.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon review of the exonerations as presented by the Nicholas County Assessor, I move to approve accordingly.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Oh, yeah. Upon review of estate and fiduciary matters as presented by the Nicholas County Clerk, move to approve accordingly unless otherwise noted.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon submission of budget revisions received from the elected officials and department heads, the commission will take appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon review of invoices as submitted by various departmental offices, the commission will take the appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion has carried. Okay, we're back to the fire board where we had a resignation from Angela Evans, who had become an employee. And we are looking for someone. Has anybody got anybody?
Yes, I have a gentleman by the name of Chris Tabbitt that contacted me, said he had 30 years of experience in the fire fighting industry. And after speaking with a couple of folks, I think he'd be a good fit for the board.
Okay, is that a motion?
Yes.
Like to have some discussion?
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
Yes. Is he a member of a current fire department in the county? He is not. Is he a resident of Nicholas County? Okay, because I know at one time he lived in Fayette County.
Yep.
But okay, as long as that's verified, I'm fine with that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion has carried.
Chris Tabbitt.
We also have a resignation of Jessica Taylor from the Nicholas County Parks and Recreation Department. Does she want to keep going?
No, she actually moved out of the county.
Okay. Okay, do we have anyone?
Not yet.
Okay.
Need a motion to, I'll make a motion to accept the resignation as presented.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. And is there a motion to table this?
So moved.
Yep.
Okay. Motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there's a motion to accept the resignation of Brandon Vance, whose term is expiring October 15, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. Now we get to Mike Moore.
All right.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So, I got a couple bids. I called several companies for your storefront, your new glass stores out there.
Mhm.
Have 2 bids. It's been over 2 months of calling. I don't know if y'all want to look at those and vote on them today or not. That's why I brought them forward. But it's up to you.
That's what you do.
Yep. I didn't make copies, so if you want to just pass those down the line there, sir, I just appreciate it.
Now, are these new glass doors go all the way to the ceiling?
Yes, sir. They'll be double and it'll match the one that's already up.
Which those are fairly new, we just put those up.
We see color match.
Yes. I may have made copies, Craig, I'll do that. I don't know if
You
you
actually
I
did.
can- Yeah, okay.
There are copies of this for you as well, so I can give these. If you want to give them to Bob.
Yeah.
I've got three here. And then these are the originals.
I just did it.
I'll get Mike back.
Yeah. Was that any-
Yes.
Y'all go,
No, he's got that.
West
He just
Virginia
needs
glass?
this. Yes.
Okay.
You and I step out here and remind me where this is.
Sure.
Trade in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's really just door hinges and stuff. Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? How's Cindy?
She's doing good.
I miss seeing her.
Yeah, she's doing good.
That's what I thought of her.
What code's actually what you say?
6 something.
I wrote down 667.
Garrett wrote it all down.
Come on, Ray. Can you?
667. Six
Why
times
don't you bring
16.
this up, man?
Is that code substitution?
Yes, 667.
Do we want to take some time on this or do we want to discuss it? See what Gary has to say.
Read that, will you?
Okay, everybody's looked at what we're looking at and proposed, so is there any discussion you'd like to talk about?
That's what I was just actually talking with Director Moore about. I think there's a couple of benefits we would see is cut down on cold air in wintertime, hot air in the summertime, and definitely cut the noise down from things coming in, especially with the commission meeting being right here. It's definitely a lot cheaper than I thought it would be, about a third or a quarter. of what I
Me
thought.
too.
I was thinking $20,000 to $30,000.
Maybe take some time to review to check the necessity, maybe one more conversation with sales, whatever he is.
Chief probation.
And see if, because I think they even moved their meetings maybe, is that what he told us one day? To see what all we might need to do with it.
Okay, well, we have 2 bids on this. One's come from Summersville Glass, one's come from West Virginia Glass. We won't disclose any of the numbers. But one company's from here in Summersville, Nicholas County, one is from Beckley. So at this time, do I hear a motion that we table this until we digest it a little bit and talk about it?
I'll make that motion.
There's a motion on the floor, is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
The
Is there
bidding
anything
is
else?
closed at this point, right?
Oh, you want to keep on going?
Oh, yeah, y'all want to take that?
There'd be no more bidding at this point, right? We're closed.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see, so just want to let y'all know the overhead air curtain is installed in the basement operating. We made it to where you can switch over to like ambient room temperature in the summertime. It's not cool air, but wintertime you do have a heater that kicks on, so that'll help keep the assessor's office warm. Still working with Bill Cook from Thrasher on the basement, trying to get a scope of work for that. Haven't been able to get in touch with him for a week or so, but it's still underway. Also, speaking of this basement foundation problem, so when we go to repair this, we're gonna have to, the way that it's looking, we're gonna have to jackhammer holes in the concrete downstairs in the assessor's office. So I would like for y'all to consider and think about moving the assessor and tax office to the BB&T building while we rectify that situation whenever it gets started. That way, I mean, they have to be in the same building anyways. We do that, we can go ahead and replace the ceiling tile in the tax office while they're out of there, and we're not dropping stuff on top of them. Not a permanent move, but at least out of the way till we can get everything straightened out.
That's definitely something to look at. When you get all your finals in,
Yes.
to let us know where you're going.
Sure. Also, there's an approval of a train contract at the bottom. Would y'all like to go ahead and discuss that while I'm here?
Yes.
All right, so,
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda
thank you.
for the approval of the train contract that was originally scheduled for 10:10 a.m. to go along here with the 9:10 a.m. agenda item.
There's a motion on the floor, is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we have had an annual contract with Train for our water systems and our chiller for the past several years. I just found out about this not too long ago. I do know that our chiller just got rebuilt last September, so that restarted a 5-year contract, or I'm sorry, 5-year warranty with that, so we're good on that. This contract is for the upkeep of our 4 boilers downstairs. So annually, you're looking at $16,983, which breaks down to about $14.15 a month for all 4 boilers. Excuse me. If you go ahead and pay the annual contract up front, you get a 4% discount, which will bring it down to $16,303.97 for the year. I would recommend that you do an annual contract and let me try to renegotiate this next year at the end of it.
Would you give the discounted price one more time? I'm sorry.
Oh, $16,303.97.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And that's for a 1 year. If we pay that 16,303, that's 1 year.
Yes, sir. And so that gets us quarterly inspections, maintenance, gets us top of the priority list we need to call out, and gets us like 15% discount on our parts that we need.
And was there a contract previously?
Yes.
Was the same contract was on all this stuff before?
Yes, sir.
It's when we renewed it last year for 1 year. They offered us a 3 or a 1, we chose the 1 year.
Okay.
And this also includes like on-call assistance like we've had before?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because I thought we had that before. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I think you mentioned priority direct, like if you call
Yeah.
in, you get to speak to directly to
Yeah.
a person, yep.
Okay.
All right, do we have a motion to renew this at 1 year, and then revisit it in 1 year?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And to add to, of course, Train is the manufacturer of the system that we have in the building, so that's another reason why it's good to stick with really the corporation itself also.
Sorry. Yeah, they're very good about, I mean, I can call their field tech anytime, and they'll answer, like their technical side of the guy, they'll answer anytime. Yeah, they can do remote troubleshooting. They know what they're doing with the system.
Rodney spoke highly of them.
Seven once.
Pardon?
Seven once.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving right along. We're on schedule. We have Alan Stump with Globe Life, and he'd like to talk to us about something. Life on the Globe.
I appreciate you guys. If you don't care, pass it. I appreciate the, is it all right if I stand or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity to come in, and I know all you guys, but just to introduce myself and really what I'm into now. So I've recently started selling some insurance for Globe Life, their family heritage division, and so what I really wanted to come in and just kind of check in with you guys. I've been kind of making my rounds around the county, talking to several people, a lot of individuals and businesses, and just kind of wanted to get your all's nod on whether or not would be able to talk to county employees and just kind of see if what we're offering is something they're interested in. I know that not all the time, you don't always have to get permission to come set up here in the courthouse, but I just wanted to kind of take that extra step and make sure that everybody was okay, and just wanted to be kind of transparent with that. And basically what we're selling is it's supplemental insurance that we sell to individuals. And so we kind of offer a cancer plan, a heart and stroke plan, and an accidents injuries plan. It's a really good product. It's kind of set up to get people cash when they're going through kind of a tough time in their life. Just kind of keep them on their feet and moving. And the good thing about what we do is we do actually return the premium to them. Whatever they don't use, we actually give it back to them. So for a lot of people, it kind of turns into a nice savings account that they get a cash in a little bit later. But it's a really good product, and so just kind of wanted to share that with you. And that's kind of the flyer that I gave you all. That's just kind of a real generic summary overview of what it is we do. But that's basically it. I'm not sure if there's any other steps you guys would like me to take before I stop into any facilities or anywhere. But I'll be willing to do whatever it is you all need me to do.
Bobby, you see any problem with that? Okay, we don't really need a vote, but
Okay.
just maybe a little discussion. Are you guys okay with him talking to people?
Yeah, and maybe talk to Administrative Assistant Neff. She can tell you, like, usually we'll just allow the commission chambers to be used for
Sure.
a day if people want to stop in or however.
That's
we can
what-
send
that's
information
what they
around
said.
the departments.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we take about a 5-minute recess. Okay, we're back, and for our 10:30 appointment, or 9:30 appointments, all right, we have Gary Withy, City Recorder for the City of Summersville.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm just here today. In front of you, you have a sheet to sign off on for the annexation of our new travel plaza, or facility up the road next to the high school. It's been voted in by the city, so everything's in place. This is kind of a part of the process, is to come to the county commission and to ask for your blessing on that. And then there's a signature page for all three to sign.
You're basically just extending out to, from what's already there, another, what, a couple hundred yards?
Yes.
The line's probably right there, because that's garage fence now, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is.
that's what I figured.
It is. It's all been surveyed properly, and
Awesome.
funds have been obtained, and we're ready to roll as soon as we have your blessing.
And it's already adjoining the city line. Just stay contiguous.
Yes.
You good?
Should be awesome for our area.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The visitor center will house several of the entities, like the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and be promoting all of it, not only the city, but the entire county and region in our area. So it's very exciting.
The chamber,
Yeah, chamber will be in there.
Nicholas County Foundation. are they in
Absolutely.
there?
Absolutely.
Who's actually going to be titled as a landowner? City of Summersville?
Yes. City of Summersville.
Okay.
Yeah, wait for the motion.
Is there a motion on the floor to accept this proposal from the City of Summersville?
Make a motion to accept it as presented with one amendment of realigning the signatories of the commission with Commissioner Chapman as president.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion has carried.
We just have to get.
Oh,
Yep.
you want to redo that?
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll give it to her. You want her to have it?
Just need to change that with the president.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do the signature.
Quick and easy.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if we can get that sent to us, we'll have that.
We have some time before the next, do we want to move it up since all parties are here?
Are you all waiting for anyone else?
No, we're ready.
We're
You
on.
guys are- yeah.
Okay.
All right, we have a 10 o'clock with John Matheny with Bearing Advisors. He's now at 9:35, so we're gonna move that up to now.
Glad we came through.
There you go.
This is a real brief thing. This isn't going to give you all speak to it. I'll hand you that. Yeah, what we wanted to talk about was this employee benefit. I don't know whether I should stand. Is that okay?
Yep.
I don't know.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, it's an employee benefit program, okay? And what it does is basically allows your employees to obtain benefits that they typically are paying for now out of their pocket, 125 plans. Using tax breaks that the government is giving them, they can actually obtain these benefits without affecting their take-home pay. So by participating in a preventative care and management program, which is on the left side of the other page, they get tax benefits from the government. It was born out of the Affordable Care Act. And it will allow them to not only fund the preventative care and management side, but opens up some tax savings to them where they can get life insurance, disability income, accident policies, critical care, things right now that they're typically having to pay for, they can obtain those items without affecting their take-home pay. And then on the flip side of it, since it is based on tax savings, the county will see about $600 per year per participating employee in FICA savings. I don't know how many employees you all have, but however many we get participate in it, you would take that times about 600, and you would see that in FICA savings on your side. And we typically get, you see on here, 85% participation rate because it does not cost them items. So if we sit down with an employee, they typically will sign up for the program and get either life insurance, disability. Products are all guaranteed accepted. They're portable. The life insurance is whole life, not term. I don't know, do you know if you have something in place already, 125 plan wise?
It's not kind of like a deferred compensation.
No.
is it?
No, it's a little different. A lot of places will have something, AFLAC, I know everybody's seen AFLAC, those type products. But the way it works now, typically without our program, is they have to pay for it. They can buy it on pre-tax basis, but it costs them other paychecks. So not a lot of people usually participate in it because they don't want to have to spend their own money. But with our program, like I say, they can obtain it without having to affect their take-home pay. Been around for a long time, 10 years, a lot of time. Most of it is in private sector companies, but we as Bearing Advisors, we work with municipalities and counties and school boards to bring it to them. So we're kind of ramping up. My brother Robert's former sheriff of Harrison County, we brought him on board to help us open up the county space. So that's what we're doing today. Just want to get it all in. We met, I think, Commissioner Roberts maybe down at the Municipal League. We're endorsed by the West Virginia Municipal League. We're working on endorsement now with Jonathan Adler for the West Virginia Association of Counties. We're in several states and growing.
So what do you need from us? Do you need access to the employees?
We would need that. Yeah, there's a memo that says we would just need access to employees. I mean, it's better to see them one-on-one if possible. We can do it in group settings, but we always get a lot better participation rate when we can sit down and explain them to them. So yeah, we just need access to employees. It's all voluntary. You know, we just need 3 out of your. How many do you?
Probably about around 80.
Yeah, we just need 3, which we'll get. We'll get 70 if we see them all out of the 80 who sign up. So yeah, it's like I said, totally voluntary. Does benefit you all for who signs up because you do get some FICA savings, which comes back to you all. So there's no cost to you. There's no cost to employees. It's all funded out of their tax savings.
I wanted to mention it, if I could. Thanks for having us here today.
Yeah,
And being a former 2-term sheriff, I know Johnny, your sheriff, they're a great guy. I think this is great for the counties, and I'm thankful that they brought me on because when I heard about the program, I said, we got to get this to the counties. We got some, municipalities in, school boards are jumping on. One thing, do you have PEIA? That's a great benefit because the employee can put about $40 a month in their pocket because they can use 20% of their savings towards their PEIA. Do you pay 100% for the employee? Well, it would be on their family. Do you pay for their family as well? Okay, so that
you guys pay all their own. Then they'll use our whole allotment for products.
Right, for products.
Well, you guys are one of few. Most people don't. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I should have came here and went to work. Yeah. The opening sheriff. But thank you. I wanted to make sure that you knew that. And, to me, it's a win-win because the county general fund saves whatever the FICA savings would be. The employee gets the product not out of pocket. So it's, it's a win-win.
The
And there's
average-
also in the middle, if you look, there's a mental health aspect. And, it's built for public safety. And you can actually, I just recently learned, and it's at a little extra, it's like $15 a month per person. That's available to your volunteer fire departments as well. And being a 45-year volunteer fireman myself, that's important to me. Now, they don't get the tax savings because they're not paid. They don't get the entitled to the other benefits. But the mental health is something that the commission might say, okay, we're going to save 80 employees times the 600. We're going to be able to put X amount back in our general county budget. Let's use that to provide for deputy sheriffs and home confinement or whatever block you would want to buy that for. And if you would be so inclined, you could include your volunteer firefighters. Thank
Okay,
you.
what I recommend to you is get with Patty
Okay.
and set up a time you're welcome to use this room
Okay.
and handle it that way.
Okay,
Is
so
there any
just-
form of an agreement or anything?
There's a
required by
there's a
the county?
master service agreement. We'd
Okay.
have to bring, that's why I said I can get everything to Patty for your all's review.
Yes.
Happy to do that, yeah, be great.
Yes.
It's just first step. A lot of times we'll start with an administrator and come up, but this way, we start right at the top, so.
Okay.
So happy to do it, You okay?
Yeah.
Thank you all for seeing us, really appreciate it.
Commissioner, thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get in there very good. Thank you, buddy.
Sir,
Thanks so
you.
much.
Thank you guys for your service.
Hey, I think I have your napkins.
Yes.
I've got your card.
Okay.
I don't have an email for you. Is it? I don't. Well, no, I don't have. I think
It is
I wrote your name. It's 100% name.
Oh,
and
okay.
phone number. So if you have an email, I'll go through the email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yep.
Right. I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, it's fine.
Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, we're welcome back. Our 10-10 meeting is concerning a letter for a grant application that is being asked for by the Early Childhood Coalition of Nicholas County. The grant is between $42,000 and $50,000, and it will help the libraries. It is a T-Mobile grant. They're asking for our letter of support. I've furnished both of you all with the letter. So is there a motion to approve this letter?
Make a motion with discussion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir. This is all three libraries in the county. I just wanted to clarify for the record.
Okay.
And also, there is no monetary request at this time of the commission.
Okay. All right, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion has carried. And now we were asked by Commissioner Cole to go into an executive session to talk about some employment issues. So is there a motion to go into executive session?
Yes, I will request and make a motion to request an executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-98-4. And that again is concerning employment matters of the commission. I would request that clerk painter, legal counsel, and administrative assistant Neff remain in the room, please.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
It
All
is
those-
10:17 a.m.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, do we have a motion to come out of executive session?
I'll make that motion. It is 11:22 a.m. For the record, no decisions were made during that time.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we're down to commissioners' comments. Mr. Cole?
Let me think for a minute. Y'all go first. I'll remember.
So, one I had real quick is the Let's Paint the Town Blue. Please join Mountain Heart Community Services in lighting the town and county in blue to bring awareness to child abuse. A blue light, a blue ribbon for the month of April. Let's show everyone that we stand united behind our children. So if you guys happen to see anything, we're talking about maybe doing a blue shirt day in the courthouse, maybe some blue lighting out front. That tends to be a fairly prevalent problem, I think, in Nicholas County. And we want to just explain what that is if you actually see it. So we don't know to what degree we're going to provide that support, but we will do something, I think, individually as well as within the courthouse itself. And I know there's a lot of controversy going on in the county, and I keep preaching this. Do your own research. you know, if something's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. But
Exactly.
definitely do your own research. Know when you're speaking to something, it's because you know what you found yourself. Don't buy into rumors. I said there's nothing better than having your own primary source of information that you've researched and found to be true, and don't be misled by anybody in either direction to support or be against anybody in the county. Just do your own research.
I missed part.
Huh?
You mean
Just anything. I said I know there's a lot of controversy going on, but you know, just do your own research on things. I mean, anything that anybody has access to, everybody has access to. That's state level legislation. That's the Senate and House bills that are being proposed. That's any of those things. Do your own research. I'm not trying to underscore or undermine anybody or anybody's efforts.
I will agree with his sentiments. Just because it's on Facebook don't mean it's true. Let's work very hard not to split this county again. Everybody look into things on their own and get their own information. If you have a problem with a department or an entity, go talk to them direct. And let's not get our county split up again.
I like what y'all said. I won't repeat it, but yeah, I mean, you know, Nicholas County is a blessed county. We're a good county. We have problems, and they're coming to light as they should come to light. If any justice is due, it should be served on all of these things. But we should not forget what we do have good in this county, and just ask the community to keep praying for this county and appreciate this county, what we do have. And, you know, we're just like one big family or one big organization. We just have to work on our flaws. I mean, you know, we all have them in our own lives, but you can't forget what this county does offer to everybody here too.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion on the floor, any discussion? Motion has carried.